What up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Zuma, aka Fabian. And for those who don't know me, I'm a transgender and I post videos about the changes and challenges that I'm experiencing during my transition. So if you guys have not subscribed just yet to get on the ride with me on my journey, then go ahead and do so right now, guys, and click on that bell so you get notified as soon as I post my next videos. But alright, um, today is a pretty sensitive topic. It is going to be a long video, guys. I will try to make it as short as I can. But I think this topic is pretty important for those that are... It's tough because there's a lot of us that don't have the support. And it's hard to find someone that could guide us or help us to... And there goes my dog again. This 4 years, as soon as he sees the camera, then he likes to come out. But yeah, there's a lot of us that we don't know how to come out to our family, and you know what, I wouldn't want you to be someone that's thinking about suicide or hurting yourself in any kind of way, or your life does not have to be miserable because of this kind of things. But unfortunately, for some people this is the case. It's extremely hard for them to move on with their lives because they just don't know how to come out and be able to really live the life the way you want it. So I don't want to rush this video so much. I will try to do my best to cut it short, but I'm letting you guys know right now. You guys probably already know how many minutes this video is. This is mainly for someone that really will benefit from this video. So sorry guys, bear with me, but yeah, I wrote down some of my notes right here so I could go ahead and not lose track. Alrighty, give me a second, guys. Alright, so you want to come out to your family, right? And or a friend or a loved one, whoever it is. You're someone that does not really identify yourself as what your biology should be like, right? Well, um, there's a couple of things that I do recommend, guys, that you think about before you move forward and coming out to your loved ones. And number one will be one of the most important things. It's identifying yourself first. There's nothing worse than coming out to your family where you're not completely sure of exactly who you are deep inside. Keep in mind that it's a lot easier for other people to accept you when you accept yourself. And that's actually, number two. Number two is accepting yourself. Kind of skipped ahead pretty quick. Sorry about that. But yeah, let me go back to number one, is identifying yourself, right? A lot of times I've noticed that when you're someone that does not want to be feminine, but let's say for example you don't realize maybe why you still like dudes, and you're a female, you like dudes but you don't like to dress like a girl, or maybe you like both, or maybe you think you should like women because you feel like you need to dress masculine, or maybe you just feel like you could like anybody. It doesn't matter if they're transgender, queers, bisexual, straight, gay, lesbian, whatever the case may be. Really identify yourself. There's nothing wrong with being exactly who you are deep down inside. Personally, for myself, I love women, and the worst thing I did when I was younger was try to like men, and I thought that finding the right man was gonna make me change. And there are a lot of great men out there, but I'm not gay because men are not great. There's a lot of good women, a lot of good men. It's just my deep down inside what my preference is. It's you don't wake up one day and decide what you're going to be. You fight it within your lifetime. So before coming out to your family, the best thing you could do is really identify who you are, what you like, and then second, which what I said earlier is accept yourself. Be okay with it. Don't question yourself on why you're like that. Your life is too short to be questioning yourself. Well, you have a very long life ahead of you, but it flies that it feels so short. So you don't have time to waste to be questioning yourself to why you're like that. Time will go by. 5 years will turn into 10 years to 15 years, 20 years. You can be 50, 60 years old and barely just be coming out to your own self and accepting yourself. You don't want to do that when you just miss the whole 30, 40, 50 years of your life. So that's what number two I would definitely say would be um, right after number one. So first, identify yourself, guys, and then two, accept yourself. And that's what I was gonna say earlier that I said it already, is that um yeah, people will accept you better when you accept yourself. You know what I mean? And then also when you accept yourself, then others' opinions will not have a negative impact in your life anymore. A lot of times when people's negative comments get to us, and then we want to try not to be like that because we want to live the life in a that way other people think it should be, it's because we're not exactly 100% accepting ourselves and who we are as a person. And that is the worst thing you could do, is bully yourself. Because the moment you stop bullying yourself, judging yourself, questioning yourself, then it will not matter to you anymore when other people are questioning you. It will not hurt you as much. Why? Because you're going to be balanced with yourself and secure about who you are as a person, and you don't have to answer to anybody else. Um, and that was actually going to be number three, was not judging yourself. Which, well, I said not bullying, but it's pretty much the same thing, not bullying or judging yourself. I've fought myself many times and questioned myself and bullied myself and asked God, why was I born this way? I asked myself plenty of times that why couldn't I have had been born a regular female that dressed feminine and that was attracted to men, have a husband and have children, because I want to have a normal family without having to deal with all this technology that we have. But then you know what? I had to come to the conclusion that everyone's happiness is different. My soul, once we move on to the next life, it's gonna be whatever it is. But in this earth right now, I was given the power to be happy with my own decisions, as long as I'm not hurting anybody. My main purpose and your purpose and everybody's purpose in this life is one, to take care of the earth, the planet, the animals, and anything else in it, because that's your home and it's my home. And in return for that, you get to do what makes you happy without hurting anybody else. And that's by loving whoever you want to love. And you first have to start by loving yourself. That's the first thing that we should do, guys. And if anybody tells you that that's against religion, that's against God, keep in mind that there's so many different religions. Okay? And also respect the religion. But keep in mind that when someone is religious and someone loves God, okay, because I used to torture myself because I believe in God. And if you do not, that's completely okay. We're not here to have a debate. We are here to respect everybody's opinion. But there's nothing worse than use God's name in vain. There's nothing worse to use God's names to call someone a dog because you're gay or because you're different. Because there's no such thing as perfect. There's different religion. There's different races. There's different ways of living, right? For example, they're the punk rock people that like to dress like gothic or like rockerish, right? There are people that call it cholillos. There are people that like to dress country. There are people that in Asia that dress differently, right? And I'm not too familiar with everything, but there's so many different types of cultures. You know what I mean? There's different types of fantasies for other different people and fetishes that they're cross players, cross dressers. I think there's just everything that makes someone happy in their own way, and this is your way of happiness. So So don't judge yourself. Okay? Do not judge yourself at all. Because trust me, if you want to be like anybody else, there's nobody that's like anybody. Everyone's his own person, its own happiness, its own life, and a huge life. There's millions and billions and gazillions and trillions of lives in this one earth. So don't let somebody else tell you that your life is different than theirs, because yes, it is different. But it's your type of different that fits your type of lifestyle. Okay? Don't tell them that you're different from everybody else. No, everybody's different. You're not the only different one. So is that person telling you that you're different? That person's different from somebody else. They're different than you. Neither they're better, neither they're worse. Whatever they have that makes them happy, makes them happy. Whatever you have that makes you happy, makes you happy. Okay? But you will never be happy if you don't start by identifying yourself, accepting yourself, and not judging yourself. And like I said earlier, if you accept yourself, others' opinions won't have a negative impact on your life. Okay, so once you've already figured that out, then the next thing to do is that before you come out to your family is to prepare for rejection. Um, Preparing for rejection is something very tough because you have your family and your loved ones that you you feel like you need in your life in order for you to be happy and continue with your journey. But like I said before, if you accept yourself, you won't other people's opinions will not have a negative impact on your life. So if you're expecting for someone to accept you and understand you in order for you to be happy, then that means you haven't fully identified yourself just yet. So really, really work with yourself first before you want to come out to someone. Because as hard as it is, family is not always blood. And at the end of the day, you're your own family as well. And before you could be happy with other people and around other people, it's a good idea to try to be happy by yourself first. Don't be afraid of being alone. And don't be afraid of starting your own life without somebody supporting you. Build your confidence to have a strong mindset to be able to fulfill your happiness without the need of somebody else accepting you, telling you that it's okay. My dog wants to get out. Go ahead. Alright. So yeah, prepare for rejection, guys. Um, yeah. And the next will be also accepting people's opinions. When they reject you, not that they will, I really hope, guys, that they do not. You'll be surprised. Maybe you getting prepared for rejection and they're gonna accept you. I love you regardless. Also, maybe they reject you now, but here from a couple of months or a couple of years, they'll come around. So keep the head up, guys. Keep your head up high. Okay? And accept their opinions. Just how we want them to accept us, we should accept their opinions. We can't expect for them to understand us or accept us. We just want them to respect us. So don't be arguing trying to prove a point, because when when someone's living in a shade of white and you're living in a shade of gray, and you're trying to tell the people in the shade of white how much better gray is, it's just gonna be a battle between what's better, gray, white, black, or what. You don't want to do that. They're happy in their white shades. You'll be happy in your gray or your black shades, whatever. We're in the rainbow colors, so you'll be happy with your colors. And accept the fact that they will not always accept you. What else? Also, do not be. I recommend that you do not get sentimental when you're coming out to your family. I know that's extremely tough, guys. But first, cry by yourself. You know, when cry, you're gonna cry a lot when you're identifying yourself, when you're accepting yourself. That's a very tough challenge. One thing that I did was meditating. That helped me a lot. Um, it allows you to think better. So if you guys want to know how I meditate, you guys could comment below, and I will help you guys out. At least how I do it. Everybody has their own way, so you'll find a way that works better for you. But for me, meditating was helps me a lot when I'm trying to answer to myself, because a lot of us cannot be by ourselves. We don't know what to do with ourselves, and we jump into our phones all the time. So meditating, it's a good way to actually reunite with your own human being and your own soul and just your own self. Excuse me. But excuse me. But when you're getting sentimental, um, it's kind of showing that it's kind of it's okay to be sentimental when they accept you, because it's a happiness type of sentimental feeling that you're showing. But when you're crying because they don't accept you, it just gives them a better, that makes them feel like they have more authority over you, and they will make you feel like crap and tell you how bad of a person you are for liking the same sex or liking both sex, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so do not be sentimental. And when you identify yourself, when you stop bullying yourself, and when you stop judging yourself, and you're happy inside with yourself, then it shouldn't hurt you when other people are trying to put you down, because you know well damn right who you are as an individual. Okay, so don't get sentimental. Just take it. Right? You don't accept me, okay? You know, that's your decision, and I respect that, and this is mine, and I hope you respect it. Even though you don't accept it, that's okay. If you come around, I'll be here, and if you don't, it's okay. I'm not gonna stop my happiness because of your unhappiness, or you're not gonna stop your happiness because I'm asking you to live a different way. That you have your own way of living. You do whatever makes you happy, and this is what makes me happy. So when you're strong minded, and when you're very confident with yourself and very defined, you lead. Not many more people will respect you for that. You know what I mean? You won't leave them a lot of room for them to want to judge you or put you down or talk you down. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, definitely have a plan B, guys. That's something I had to think about. Especially if you're someone that's a little younger, or maybe if you live with your family and they're very religious, probably. It is a good idea to have a plan B, just in case they want to kick you guys out. I really hope that's not the case. I want to assume that everyone's going to be accepting, but unfortunately, it's not always like that. So, we think we know everybody. We think we know our family very well, but sometimes those are priceless. So, we never know everyone exactly 100%. So, be prepared for a plan B. If you've talked to a friend, and the parents, maybe somebody accepts you, or another family relative maybe accepts you, um, be prepared for them to maybe take you in for a little bit until you get back on your feet, and maybe move in for yourself or live with them or something, just in case anything happens. Um, but yeah, be prepared for plan B, guys, in case things don't go as planned. So once you've got that figured out, once you've already identified yourself, you accept yourself, you stop bullying and judging yourself, you prepare for rejection, and you're okay, you're prepared to accept people's opinions, and you do not, you're prepared to not get sentimental in case they reject you, and you have your plan B. Practice, guys. Practice by yourself before you speak with them, because sometimes you don't know what to say. You don't know how to say it. You don't know how it's gonna come out. You don't know how you're gonna look. So record yourself, make a quick video, and talk to yourself and be like, pretend that's your mom or your dad or whatever, and then um, tell them, tell them in your mind. I'm sorry, in your camera, and talk to them. Have a conversation like if they were here, and then check it out. Look at it, and see how you look. Sometimes we don't. You get to see from another type from a different view on how you're looking when you're talking to someone about your personal being. Okay, that's very helpful because sometimes when the moment comes and you didn't prepare yourself, sometimes you didn't let things out. Um, you kind of just go blank and you kind of don't know what to say when they ask you questions and stuff like that, right? Where you're like, oh, I'm transgender, and then you start humming a lot and you're like and then those type of securities just kind of makes them think like, what, you're what, and they kind of feel like they start putting you down. So yeah, just practice, guys. And there's, you don't have to be perfect. This is something very serious, but this kind of things, working with yourself, is very helpful though, before you uh let everybody else know. um Also, if they lose control, if they start screaming at you, getting mad, saying that they're gonna disown you, or that they're not gonna be your friends anymore, or that you're not part of the family, you don't exist, don't argue back, don't scream back, don't try to prove a point. Stay calm, stay cool, because that has a lot to do with what I said earlier. That means you don't accept yourself 100%, and that means that you feel like you still need someone's acceptance in order for you to be happy, and you want to get that cleared out first before you even talk to someone, or before coming out to someone, because then once you figure that out, people's reactions won't bug you as much. It will hurt, yes, definitely, it will definitely hurt. I didn't have a really good experience the first time I came out with my mom and my aunts, and my dad. He's extremely religious. So if you guys want to know about how I came out to my family and my religious dad, also comment below and I'll let you guys know. But it wasn't easy. I kind of did it multiple times actually, until I figured out that the way I did it the last time was the best way. Um, but but yeah, don't lose control, guys. You want to be the better person, and don't leave them in a room for them to try to prove you wrong. That's, yeah, you know. Um, and then yeah. So lastly is, be happy for yourself, guys. Be extremely happy for who you are as a person. Okay, that is the key before you talk to anybody else. Is be happy with yourself, even though other people are not happy with you because you're transgender, or you're gay, or you're lesbian, or you're bisexual, or you're queer, or you're nothing. I mean, if you just everything or anything or whatever the case may be, guys, be happy with yourself, and you'll be surprised how much of an easier life you're gonna have, even though you might have some missing gaps because maybe you lost some relatives, some really important people in your life, right? But also keep in mind that the most important people that really matter in your life are the ones that are still going to stick around and are still with you, or that are going to stay with you. Okay? The other ones, only time will tell, guys. But don't let that stop you. Um, Also, a couple of things I want to say is that if they do accept you, they might not accept you 100% if you're transgender. They might still want to call you her. They might still want to that it's hard for them to start calling you he and stuff like that. Also, that's one thing that we should also understand, that I mean, we can't be selfish. We can't be like, oh, I feel like a dude, so now call me he, when their whole life they've called you her or she. As hard as it is for them to accept that you're transgender, it's as hard as it is for us, for us to be able to understand that it's gonna take time for them to adapt to us. What I'm doing is, yes, it kind of sucks for me a little bit, that my mom still calls me her, and my family calls me her, or Zuma instead of Fabian. But you know what? It doesn't impact me in a negative way in my life, because it doesn't. I'm not gonna let that emasculate me, and also because I know they don't mean any harm. As hard as it is for them to accept me already on my transition, I also need to accept the fact that it takes time for them to to see me as the son that I want to be, or as the guy that I want to come out to be. Okay, so don't let that get to you guys. Don't let it bug you. Don't let it depress you. Just because someone's telling you like, oh, it's hard for me to call you he now. It's just hard. It's telling me, you know what? It's alright. I'm always gonna be your daughter. I know, but biologically, I was born female. That is okay. But just keep in mind that I am extremely masculine first person. I know I should have had been born a dude. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But take your time, mom. Take your time, dad. If sooner or later you want to call me he, or you want to call me Fabian, thank you very much. And if you don't, as hard as it is for me to also to accept that, at least thank you for being a part of my life and trying to, come along this ride with me. Okay? And we could try to work something out together. Also, don't torture yourself because you're not 100% male. Keep in mind, guys, that we're never going to be 100% males because we're born physically females. Biologically females, I'm sorry. We will never be able to produce sperm. Obviously, we don't have a prostate or anything like that, and we don't have male genitalia. So that will definitely not ever happen naturally. You know what I mean? Or you will never be able to have sperm. Don't let that get to you either. Don't let that emasculate you. Also keep in mind that there are a lot of men, biological men, that are born without being able to get their wives pregnant. Okay, there are a lot of men who had incidents in their past that actually don't have cannot have an erection. Okay, there are also men out there that there are actually people that are born with the male chromosome but with the female bodies. Now they're not weird people, so don't judge them. It's just they were born like that. There was something, an issue going on where they were becoming, when they were growing in their mom's stomach, and then they didn't fully develop. But there's so many things that's going on, guys, that don't let that emasculate you or make you feel any different. Just be happy and be thankful that at least we're able to change your physical side. I'm only 3 months on testosterone, so I'm not too far along. I'm changing a lot, but not 100%. But I am excited. I'm not rushing this. This is a life change. I don't expect to be 100% physically male from one day to another. And if someone tells you you're never gonna be a dude, 100% a dude, also keep in mind that yes, we know we're never gonna be biological males. We know that, and that is okay, guys. Okay, but that doesn't mean you're not a man. A man is just a role, the lifestyle that you live. Okay, why don't you call a kid a man? You call a boy a boy, and then you tell your boy, oh, you're gonna grow up to be a good-looking man pretty soon. Okay, man is someone that already gone through puberty, someone that's already playing that role. Okay. Also, there's a lot of dudes who call other men females because they don't do certain things, or maybe because, or like when we tell people, ah, you're gay, man, if you don't do that. You know what I mean? It's just terms that identify who, just the type of role that you're playing and who you are as an individual. Okay, so don't let someone tell you that you're not a man. Also, whether they want to accept it or not, your physical body will not be feminine. Yes, your biology will be female, your organs inside, and the fact that you're not gonna produce any sperm. We don't have prostate, like I said before, or balls and a penis, and that's extreme. That's okay, guys. Don't let that emasculate you, guys. Okay, be happy, be thankful that we could change your physical body, and testosterone could do miracles, in order to take care of this flora that you have and feel more comfortable. Okay, be happy for the things that we are able to change, guys. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's also going to help you to accept yourself a lot better. And then lastly, I would say is that also remember that happy people find happiness in other people. If someone's telling you that God hates you and that you're a disgrace, and that's not in the Bible, Don't get sad. Just pray for those people that talk to you like that, because um, it's it's a shame to have to use God's name to judge somebody else, and and try to call them names and curse them out and treat them like dirt. Because if God was here in this earth, we all know that wouldn't be the case. Um, we all have a price to pay, and everyone's gonna have their chance, and we'll have ours soon, and we have to deal with whatever consequences we gotta deal with, whatever decisions we made within our life in here. And if God doesn't exist, and I'm just saying this because I know there's some people that's not religious, then same thing like I said earlier, everyone's happiness is different. So just worry about yours, and that's it. I think that's all I got for you guys. Yeah, I know it's a pretty long video. My bad, guys. Um, Next videos I'm gonna talk about. If you guys are curious, please comment below about how to identify yourself. I could tell you guys how it helped me to identify myself, exactly who I am as an individual, and then I could talk to you guys about how I came out to my family, and then also about how I came out to my partner and how she's taking it. So if you guys are curious to find out, you guys want to know more about that, comment below. If you liked my video and you think this was helpful for you guys, like my video, guys. Subscribe if you haven't done it just yet. Click on that bell, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.